Hey, it's Jack here. Serenity and I are getting ready to paint her first miniature, which is a Federal or Union soldier from the American Civil War. It's from the Musket and Sword series that Dragon put out a long time ago and never followed through with. At least in the United States, we've never seen any more. The figure's assembled and primed, and Serenity is painting the black leather of the soldier's cappy visor and the black leather around the bottom of his cappy or hat between his hair. And we're going to make you dizzy. We're going to switch. Okay, go ahead, Serenity. And what Serenity's doing is loading her brush, just the tip of it. I've already taught her how to thin the paint to the proper consistency. And keep in mind, this is Serenity's very first attempt at this. And we're doing it in real time so that anybody out there that watches modeling videos knows how long it takes. And this is for beginners, because this is, again, Serenity has never taken a paintbrush to a miniature before. This is her very first attempt. I'm going to try to get in there so you can see her working. She's taking her time, trying to keep a nice straight line. She's using a number 0 brush. It's the synthetic number 0 brush. The figure is 54 millimeter in scale. She's using a combination of Vallejo and Andrea paints. But this time she's using Vallejo flat black. Very well done. Now she's rinsing her brush out real good, because you want to keep your brush nice and fresh and clean, because we are using acrylic paints, and as you all know, or you beginners may not know, that they dry very, very quickly and will ruin a brush in a matter of minutes. And she's checking to make sure she has it clean. She does. Now she's going to take some Andrea blue, whichever blue she chooses. She's going to probably go with the darker one of the two that I have. And what color did you choose, Serenity?
Union blue.
Union blue, okay. She's going to shake it well. Shaky faces, okay. She's shaking it very well. Now she's going to add it to the black. She's going to squeeze it ever so gently and put a drop of it into the black. And if it's not coming out, maybe I haven't used that one yet. Maybe I haven't broken the seal. Okay. All right. Grab the other one just for now. Put the cap back on that. Sorry about that, guys. Daddy's fault. Shake it real well. And what color is that, Serenity?
Napoleonic blue.
Napoleonic blue. Okay. That'll be a good start, especially for Civil War. She's shaking it real good. And again, once again, she's adding it to the black. Squeeze a little harder. All right. Daddy see once. It's starting to come out. Andrea paints are generally a lot thicker than Vallejo when you bring them from the bottle. And now she's going to put the cap on. She's going to wipe the bottle tip off. I always try to take care to do that here. Alright, and now she's going to take an old brush and she's going to mix the Napoleonic blue, go ahead and mix it, into the Vallejo flat black to create the dark federal blue that was worn by Union soldiers. And we're starting with a large amount because what's left over she can paint onto the soldier's tunic. Oh, mix it. Mix it like you're scrambling an egg. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I have a hold of the brush now. We're just mixing a little bit quicker and a little bit more aggressively. Okay, Serenity, we need more black.
Do I need to shake it?
Yep. And Serenity's shaking the black right now. And we're using an old brush to mix, one that I ruined. And she's adding some more. That's perfect. She added a little dollop of black in there because black goes a long way when mixing. Don't put the cap on yet, babe. Take it one step at a time. I like mixing my own colors, and that's why I'm teaching Serenity to do this. Okay, we need a good, healthy amount of the black in there to get it the right dark blue. There we go. Now we're talking. It's alright if you start a little dark because that'll help you when you're wanting to start shading and highlighting your figure. So we're going to get like a deep blue. It's going to seem a little drab now, but as she adds her highlights to it, it will brighten up. And I'm going to turn the brush. Actually, I think that's going to be the perfect color. You get it. Good job there. All right. Now Serenity's going to start. Dad's going to add a little bit more water to her mix with the old brush. And one thing that everybody wants to remember when you're first starting is the consistency of your paint is most important. A lot of people describe it as the consistency of milk because what you want to do is put on very, very thin layers of the paint. You can always add more, but you can't take it off. And if you put it on too thick, you will hide detail. And I'm just taking this old brush and just rinsing that off. Now Serenity's going to start layering in the dark blue on the cloth part of the Civil War soldier's kepi, or his hat. It's called a kepi. And remember, the key is taking your time, concentrating on not blobbing too much paint, and keeping your brush strokes soft and even, and if you can, in the same direction. Very good. And she's going to keep working, and she's going to cut into that black leather band at the bottom of his kepi to get it thinner. But she's not going to paint over all the black. Whoops, sorry to make you seasick. Clumsy old dad. Notice she's putting on a very thin coat. Taking her time, sometimes stippling the paint into the recesses as she needs to. Concentrating on not putting too much paint on at one time. And I know this video is going to be long, and a lot of people don't like long videos, but we want you to see together, Serenity and I want you to see how long it does take. I mean, Serenity's, like I said, this is our very first time picking up a paintbrush. and even holding a miniature in her hand, other than when she would look at mine when I painted them. Alright, let's see what you got, Serenity.
It's a tiny white dot.
Little tiny, okay. Alright, I don't think you need to add any more paint yet to your brush. Just fix your white dot, your white spot showing through. Very good. And she's very delicately going over what, excuse me, what she's already painted. Just adding a second layer because that first layer was dry. That's how quick it does with acrylic paints. And when she's satisfied with her coverage, she's going to stop and show us what she has. And she's cleaning her brush ever so well. Are you satisfied with this hat, honey?
Yes.
Okay. Since we have so much dark blue left in our palette, why don't you continue and paint his dark blue tunic or his jacket, and try not to slop the paint up onto his flesh areas.
Do I steer clear of the
Stay clear of his face.
Thing that holds the sword?
Well, you can actually paint over it if you want, but it's always best not to if it's not going to be blue. Because the more layers of paint that you add, the more detail you risk losing by covering paint up. You can take longer brush strokes. Long, soft, gentle brush strokes. Don't worry about covering it all in one coat. You can layer it on. So we're hitting the magic number of 13 minutes. And Serenity doesn't like to admit it, but she's a rockabilly punk like her daddy. Actually, she's more of a jazz artist. Started playing the trombone, but she likes that kind of music. So 13 is our magic number. She's going to continue painting the tunic, and we'll make another video as she's starting in the flesh. You enjoying this, Serenity?
Bit.
She's concentrating.